How do you do? What it do, YouTube? Hopefully you're having a wonderful Sunday. Maxing, relaxing, and we've been away for a couple days. The drama has progressed. The plot thickens. And as we've been following the downfall of streamers, we're witnessing possibly the downfall of Twitch. There's a lot going on, and the perfect person to always keep us caught up is, of course, moistcritikal. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't even want to waste any time. We got 2 videos that we got to check out because the drama, it is a never-ending story. So, ladies and gentlemen, drop the L, hit the bell, and then eventually we will get back to the regular scheduled content that you know me for, which is the beats.
Understand what's going on. Perhaps the ozone layer is fully withered away, but instead of being blasted by intense heat and sun rays, we're being blasted by drama right now.
Yeah.
It has been about 8 days of non-stop crazy shit happening all across the World Wide Web. I'm not a meteorologist, but I'm just going to make a prediction that this isn't the last of it.
Dude,
the
what
rain
happened to
will
the chess
continue
drama?
to pour until it floods.
That's
it's like
really
the movie
what I wanna know.
Snowpiercer with that perpetual motion train, the train that never stops.
Never stops.
That's what we're in right now, except our train is powered by drama. So we have to keep shoveling drama into the train like coal in order to power it. With the rate all of this internet drama is going, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow I woke up to an Instagram live of Mark Zuckerberg unzipping his fucking face and revealing that he actually is a reptilian lizard man.
Yeah.
It hasn't even been 2 days since I made a full breakdown on all of the Twitch drama, and already 1,000 new things have happened over there. But that's not even what I want to focus on with this.
I feel like I've missed 2 days. I don't know what we've missed. And I don't even care that much anymore. But I just need to know the conclusion of
Video here. I just want to talk about the last 8 days worth of stories that have come out outside of Twitch as well. Because it's not all localized to Twitch situations.
Yeah.
However, I would argue
expanding.
that this was the patient zero here. This was the genesis of all internet drama over the last 8 days. All starting with Shit Camp. That was like the nexus event for us. And from there, the cup runneth
amount of
over. So
publicity
all of
that
the
this event
controversy
got,
that started on Twitch started leaking out elsewhere like a plague. And then all of a sudden, drama from all places on the cyberspace, the cyber realm started to surface. And it's just been almost indescribable. It's like
Is that even
reading
happening anymore, that event, Shit Camp?
a book, and by the time you finish it, the sequel has come out. And then by the time you're halfway through the sequel, the next sequel comes out. And then before even getting to that follow-up third entry into the trilogy, the 4th and 5th book have come out on the same day in a surprise double drop, double fist. It's just overwhelming, almost daunting to try and get a handle on all of it and keep up. Like a toilet that blew up, and now it's just
all right, get into it,
shit
Charlie.
non-stop.
Oops.
So let's just go ahead and start with Twitch, since I already made that video breaking it all down, and a lot's changed and a lot's evolved since then. So I briefly mentioned a very serious thing that happened on Twitch involving sexual assault, a potential cover-up, all kinds of moving parts to that story. That's not something I treat as goofy drama. So again, I'm not going to go into super big detail on that whole situation, but I will say that story has had a lot of twists and turns to it, where now all of a sudden the focus isn't even on the victim of the sexual assault or the perpetrator accused of committing it. It's now shifted entirely to big streamers just pointing their fingers at each other and calling each other names and throwing as many debate term buzzwords at each other as they could possibly muster. And it is just kind of a mess. I, again, don't really treat this super lightly, so I'm not going to talk too much in detail about it. I'd recommend listening to Adriana Lee, the victim of the case, and get it from her. I know that was pretty brief and a bit vague, but I think that situation is one that is very serious and deserves to be...
Yeah, he's smart for doing that because, sexual assault is nothing to joke about. The thing that is annoying, and that I've followed up a little bit with that story, is that they didn't go to the police. The victim went to a bigger streamer to then leak the information out. It just kind of created a huge storm for no reason, and it kind of lost the initial purpose of the victim getting some type of justice.
And in this video, I'm just going over a lot of wacky shit that's going on. There's nothing wacky about all of that. So moving on, let's get into something that is wacky. Twitch killing itself. I made a whole video yesterday talking about Twitch's new policy update and how it could very well bury the platform.
Twitch is dead.
And only a few hours later, there were already big streamers talking about how they most likely won't stay on Twitch should this new policy go into effect. One of the biggest ones is Germa. Germa is one of Twitch's most creative streamers.
Yeah.
He does some of the best events the platform ever sees. He has a massive audience, and this is what he had to say in response to the Twitch announcement.
If I am forced to run ads on this platform, I will leave 100%. I'm not going to be forced to run ads. Now,
and that's a lot. Like, he's speaking for a lot of streamers. I mean, I never run ads on my stream ever because it takes away from the viewing experience, and I forget half the time. I don't monetize myself as efficiently as I should.
Here's the thing. Ads do play. Pre-rolls play. And I don't really have that much control over that.
Yeah.
I do have control over if one essentially runs while you're sitting here. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to run ads.
Germa's not alone here. Most streamers feel this way. Being forced to run ads sucks ass. No one wants to do it because it's intrusive to the content, it breaks everything up, and it's a terrible experience for your viewers.
Facts.
No one likes to be running ads. The people that do it, myself included, are contractually obligated to. For me, it's 3 minutes per hour. For most streamers, it's around that same as well, maybe 4 for some of them. But yeah, everyone hates running ads. It's like Garfield hating Mondays. It fucking sucks. And now Twitch is putting a much heavier emphasis on it. And like I mentioned yesterday, I'll briefly recap. Twitch put out a statement saying that they're getting rid of the 70-30 revenue split with streamers.
50-50.
The 70-30 split was the streamer gets
straight.
70% of subs, whereas Twitch gets 30. That was a deal they were offering to their top level streamers. I would imagine most, if not all, of the top 200 streamers on Twitch were likely on this 70-30 deal, and all of them were used to this split. And they announced that that will no longer be the case going forward. It will be dropping back down to 50-50 in the future. And they also made it clear that they'll never do the 70-30 again, which means all of the streamers that never had the 70-30, who've always been 50-50, won't ever get to experience it, which is just another slap in the face to them. And I argued that by doing this and driving away their top-level streamers, it'll motivate them to go to a platform that has that 70-30 deal they're used to, like YouTube.
It makes sense.
YouTube has a 70-30 split. It's standard for all of their streamers. And the Twitch streamers that are the top level ones, that's what they're used to. And when their contract ends, they might just take that because it's an overall better deal. And the ads on YouTube aren't nearly as intrusive, so it's a better viewing experience for their fans. So, why would this kill Twitch? Well, it's because Twitch is an extremely top-heavy platform. According to a 2020 statistic, the 0.1% of Twitch streamers...
The only thing keeping Twitch alive right now is its community. They don't
control 74% of all the watch time on the entire site. This is a 2020 statistic, so it's a little old. I guarantee you that number is much higher. The top 0.1% control much more than 74% of the watch time on the site now, I imagine. But to go a little bit deeper on how top-heavy Twitch is, the top 1% of streamers are streamers that can average 51 viewers at least.
Pussy.
51 viewers. If you get 51 viewers, that puts you in the top 1% of the entire site. That's crazy. So once those larger streamers are driven off the platform with this terribly greedy idea from Twitch here to take 20% back from their revenue split that they're used to, once they're driven away, where are those viewers going to go? Let's say more than just one big streamer leaves, and now it's 2 people in that category. Well, now they're starting to run out of options because clearly these viewers aren't trickling down to the smaller streamers that are less than 50 viewers. It's just not happening, clearly. And I think a large part of that is currently their pre-roll ad system. I think Twitch themselves is hurting their...
You can't find new streamers because there's the pre-roll ads that run, and it just makes you want to close Twitch.
Their viewership for smaller streamers because, as I've mentioned twice now, no one's going to click on a stream they're unfamiliar with and watch 6 ads before getting to see the content and figuring out if it's a streamer they even like. They'll get those ads and immediately leave, and now that small streamer has lost that viewer forever. They probably won't come back. And it's not their fault. Twitch put those pre-roll ads there. So, like, they're not even able to share these viewers on their own platform because of their own ad practices. So if the top streamers start leaving, the ads keep piling up, making it a worse experience to stay there, the viewers are going to leave too. They're going to follow the streamers they're used to on whatever site they go to because now Twitch is just in the dumps.
YouTube's
the streamers
just a
they
few
like
steps
aren't there
away,
anymore.
dude.
If they try and find a new stream on there, they're just inundated with ads, so they'll just go somewhere else. And I don't think Twitch fully understands that, so I truly do believe that this will have a massively detrimental effect on the platform. And this is just the latest unfolding.
The thing that he's not talking about is also the big name companies like Riot or ESL, just all the game companies that run their streams on Twitch. I wonder what their deal is in thinking about all this. I haven't seen them really chime in on this. It's just solo streamers, individuals.
Germa's not the only streamer threatening to leave. Nick Pollum also talked about, focusing on maybe doing YouTube. Code Miko mentioned it. There's been quite a few large streamers that are talking about, maybe looking at other options because they're not confident in Twitch's ability to actually stay a good streaming platform anymore. So the signs are there. The cracks in the armor are there. It looks like Twitch's reign as king of streaming is soon to crumble should this actually go through. And that's the update there. There was also a false flag operation of drama that happened this week on Twitch. You may remember not too long ago, there was a streamer who went live and just fucked on stream. She received a 7-day ban for having sex on Twitch, which was just outrageous. And she came back, and a couple days ago, clips started circulating on Twitter again saying that she fucked again on stream. But what actually happened is some people just released the director's cut, the extended cut, Snyder cut of the first time she fucked on Twitch and claimed she did it again. So people were a little misled there. She still only fucked on stream once, but she may do it again any day now. But right now, it's just once. Now let's move on to some butt plugs and anal beads. This is the follow-up to the Hans Niemann versus Magnus Carlsen cheating allegations, where a large part of the community is talking about how Hans Niemann may have cheated against Magnus Carlsen in the tournament where Hans Niemann beat
videos. One TikTok I saw is Hans POV, and you just hear zzz, zzz, zzz.
Magnus Carlsen's the best chess player in the world, and people have accused Hans Niemann of having anal beads in his asshole that vibrated to give him the best moves to use against Magnus and defeat him. They believe that there was a chess bot programmed into a butt plug that was firmly planted into the colon of Hans Niemann during that match that basically just gave him the cheat code to beat him. After these allegations came out, the two met each other in a tournament where Magnus Carlsen forfeited against him immediately after the second move, thus continuing this soft accusation of cheating. And today, Magnus Carlsen was finally directly confronted about it. They asked him straight up, "Why did you resign against Hans Niemann?"
Yes.
And he said he'd like to give his opinion on it and say why he did it, but he can't yet. And then towards the end of the interview, I can't show you this because, like I said, chess is very cutthroat with their copyright. Towards the end of the interview, he lays yet another breadcrumb in the Hans Niemann cheating accusation. At the end, he said he believes Hans' mentor, Maxim Delugi, must be doing very good. Now, Maxim Delugi is a chess player who was accused of cheating. And as I understand it, was even kicked out of a tournament mid-tournament for cheating accusations. His name kind of lives in infamy. I was unfamiliar with this player until this interview, and I was reading up on them. It's a player that has a lot of controversy surrounding him and cheating. This obviously got the chess community pretty fired up here because that can't be a coincidence that he would name drop that player knowing his history. So everyone believes that Magnus Carlsen is gearing up to finally speak about his thoughts on Hans Niemann and his play, whether or not he's cheating
all the
or this and that. So that's the latest little scoop there.
Dude, this is kind of getting good.
Let's move on from everything Twitch related. Anthony Fantano versus Drake. The Melon versus Drake. Anthony Fantano is the biggest music critic on the internet, and he is hated by a lot of people for his opinion on music, including artists themselves. But none have embarrassed themselves quite to the same level Drake did. So Fantano made a joke saying, "Drake sent me a DM with a vegan cookie recipe." And in response, Drake... he doesn't want to look sensitive. Like, he's not a vegan. Are you kidding me? This is a man's man.
Dude, have you seen Drake's comments on every single one of his music videos? It's basically memeing on how soft he is. His ego can't handle it, dude. That's a good
fuck joke. A girl's pussy while also fucking her butt at the same time with his double dicks. Like, he doesn't want anyone thinking he's sending vegan cookie recipes to Anthony Fantano. How soft can you be? So, in response to that joke from Anthony Fantano, Drake himself leaked his DMs, and what he actually said to Anthony Fantano was this. This isn't Photoshop, this isn't smoke and mirrors, not make-believe, not clickbait. Drake himself posted this on his own Instagram story, thinking that it was like a slam dunk, but it just bleeds insecurity here. This is clearly a reference to Anthony Fantano himself, the light to decent one thing. So it shows that Drake actively watches him.
Yeah.
And I really get the impression Drake just scrolls.
That's got to be such a crazy feeling. Fantano, if you've watched this dude over the years, he's been on YouTube and not just doing music, but memes and skits and all kinds of stuff. I just like him talking about music. But the fact that artists themselves watch his videos and take his input with the reviews.
So it shows that Drake like actively watches him, and I really get the impression Drake just scrolls through Twitter and reads all kinds of opinions about him because he always seems so hurt when someone doesn't like him. It's crazy how insecure Drake comes across from time to time, and shit like this is so embarrassing. What a fat fucking L. I can't believe Fantano has beef with Drake, and that Drake is playing ball with it somehow and doing such a poor job of it. So, I mean, this story's not super deep or anything, it's just really goofy and I wanted to bring it up. Another thing that came out only a couple days ago is Adam Levine of Maroon 5 having an affair with an Instagram model, even going as far as to ask the Instagram model's permission to name his upcoming baby after her. Now, apparently there's more than just one person that he's alleged to ask the Instagram model's permission to name his upcoming baby.
What is going on, dude? After listening to Adam Levine, Maroon 5 for 20 plus years, I don't know, you just think like there's just no way that it could go this way, but it just does. It's like Army Hammer and eat people. He's a cannibal, bro. This is crazy. What?
Baby after her. Now, apparently there's more than just one person that he's allegedly had an affair with or cheated on his wife with, but the only one that I've seen come forward with like a lot of stuff is an Instagram model named Sumner, and the texts, the DMs have gone viral as a meme format because this guy flirts like a fucking Redditor. Don't just take my word for it though, listen to this silver-tongued devil yourself. It's truly unreal how fucking hot you are, like it blows my mind. You are 50 times hotter in person. And so am I. Ha ha ha. And then you also have this timeless
You're so my. What the hell? Dude, these are just famous people in their own world talking.
And then you also have this timeless classic. This one is what's become a big meme on Twitter. Holy fuck. Holy fucking fuck. That body of yours is absurd. Bro, that body is... It makes no sense. Bro, that body straight up goes wacko mode. Your body is a scientific anomaly for which I cannot calculate. It makes no fucking sense to me. I can't empirically prove why your body is so good. And then, of course, you finish strong. This is like mid-nut. I may need to see the booty. Fuck. Adam Levine really channeling his inner pirate there. About to plunder that booty.
Hell, bro?
And
I'm
that's
like
where the story's kind of
embarrassed.
at right now. It's only been like 2 days here, so
my.
that's still developing. But anyway, these are like the main stories. There's been quite a bit more than this, but
Oh, there is more. We got another video. Let's
another
go.
day, another shitstorm. I have been glued to every piece of internet drama that's been unfolding over the last 9 days. I wake up every morning, eat a strong, nutritious breakfast built for a growing boy, and immediately start scrolling the cyberspace just to see what new chaos is erupting and more shit burning to the ground and falling apart around us. I've been so hyper-focused on internet drama, I didn't realize that there's a hurricane about to hit Florida pretty soon, and when I learned that news, the number one thing I was concerned about is internet outages and not being able to keep up with drama. I feel like I'd fall behind, like if I even miss a day of being online, I'd all of a sudden have like an entire book report's worth of shit to catch up on.
Yeah, you really can't like miss a day.
Every single day, it seems.
I feel
and today's
overwhelmed.
no different. I'm like Pac-Man eating those little pellets forever because it seems like this drama truly does have no end. So I actually want to start here with the first story that I failed you on. I didn't even mention this one in my last drama update, and it's one that I've been following. It's just I've been so inundated with so many stories all coming at me at once that somehow this one slipped through the cracks. This one's particularly wacky.
His brain
the
is getting
CEO
deep
of
fried.
G2, which is a massive esports organization, tweeted out this video partying with Andrew Tate and Andrew Tate's brother. At least I think that's his brother. I'm not entirely sure. It's hard to recognize him without Andrew's dick in his mouth. But he tweeted this video out and immediately faced huge backlash for his association with Andrew Tate. In response to all the criticism, Carlos, the CEO, tweeted this out. Nobody will ever be able to police my friendships. I draw my line here. I party with whoever the fuck I want. So Carlos...
I get his point, but it's like, yo, who your friends are is the problem.
Went big man mode. He puffed out his chest, planted his feet, and flexed his pecs, and said, "You don't get to dictate
Tried
who
to go
I party
Giga
with."
Chad.
And then the next day,
work.
he completely folded on this tough guy facade. The strong man, big guy routine didn't pay off very well because the next day, G2 announced that Carlos would be taking an 8-week-long vacation unpaid. So Carlos then had to make a post kind of apologizing for everything and announcing that he was going to be stepping away as CEO for about 8 weeks of unpaid leave. But I will give Carlos credit here. He did not delete his tweets. So that's pretty fucking epic,
Just
I
double
guess.
down
For
on
the
it.
second time this week, as I was rendering this video, another
part of
massive
history.
bomb just dropped. An update to this story. Carlos just announced he's stepping down as CEO of G2. He filmed a farewell video that was pretty heartfelt and he was teary-eyed, so
That's
it doesn't
pretty
really
crazy.
seem like this was his decision. It doesn't seem like he's really wanting to step down as CEO of G2, so it really
That's all
seems...
he's got. What else is he? Just Carlos. I mean, that's kind of crazy. He's been the CEO, and I follow CSGO and Valorant a lot, and just to see him interact with that community, it's been great. These type of interactions, he's kind of, I don't know, this is like a midlife crisis.
Seems like he was kind of forced to
Going
after
in
all the
on here, dude.
backlash from his Twitter video partying with Andrew Tate. G2 is a massive esports org. It's
Yeah.
one of the biggest, legitimately one of the biggest. It was started by Carlos, and now he has announced he's stepping away from it. Now, the whole backlash on the partying video he posted, it wasn't just like Twitter people being upset or anything. This cost G2 greatly. They lost their position in the VCT, so they're no
Yes.
longer in the upper echelon of the Valorant esports scene.
But to be honest, they were going to take an American spot. They're going to take a spot, basically, that they didn't necessarily deserve over other teams.
Valorant just recently
And Optic didn't.
franchised,
Optic
which
didn't get
means it all
franchised.
went to dog shit immediately.
So many teams
It's terrible. It's absolutely garbage. They only allow a specific number of teams to come in there, and the way they decide that seems like just throwing darts at a board, and it's completely random. It wasn't
Feels
just
that way.
G2 that didn't make this cut. FaZe didn't make it. TSM didn't make it. Optic didn't make it, despite being one of the best fucking teams
Yeah.
in NA in Valorant. Like, it's a real head scratcher how they fucked it up this bad with their franchising. It's a
Right,
terrible
what
thing.
you
but
donk?
the reason G2 didn't make it, at least the speculative reason why G2 didn't make it, is because
Is
of Carlos's
Carlos.
Twitter video where he was partying with Andrew Tate. And that's a really big deal because Valorant's one of the biggest esports games in the world right now. It's estimated that a spot in the VCT costs anywhere from $10 to $15 million right now, based on what I've read. So it was a big blow to the org, and it looks like they may have strong-armed him into stepping away. They posted this tweet about the situation saying that they received and accepted Carlos's announcement to step down as CEO, and then the next paragraph highlighted that they don't support any form of misogyny or anything like that. So it really does seem like the driving factor for why
Damn.
Carlos
A
is
tweet
now no longer
brought
associated
down
with
by a
G2
tweet.
is for that partying video with Andrew Tate.
This is our
So,
society.
what a wild development there. Now, the next little bit of drama isn't that serious. It's people that
Oh,
believe
thank
my
God.
G
That was-
Fuel flavor Divine Peach is too good. They think that my G Fuel flavor is just way too tasty and they can't get enough of it. And people were a little upset that the hydration formula of it was sold out. But I've got great news.
This is a
It's back in
wild
stock.
ad.
So we can put that drama to bed. And right now, G Fuel's doing a sale.
He's gotta
and
milk
Code
the
Moist
drama
is working.
somehow
It's live. It's
for his
hot.
benefit.
So make sure to use code MOIST at G Fuel in order to get money off your order. And the Divine Peach flavor for hydration formula is back in stock. So
Well
make sure to
done.
pick up some Divine
Well
Peach.
done. That was
the link's in the
seamless.
description below.
That
Let's
was
move on to the
seamless.
next story here. This one I just now learned about, and I find it pretty interesting.
New?
So there's a YouTuber named Dan Allen who recently exposed himself as the insider that was leaking confidential gaming information on Twitter. Now, leaking information for upcoming games is usually a pretty serious thing because those are protected by NDAs that people sign. Non-disclosure agreements are legally binding. They are like actual big shit. And to
can go to
break
court.
those is a pretty serious thing. And it seems like Dan Allen has now opened himself up to potential legal ramification from all of this. It looks like Ubisoft is going to be taking a strong stance against him. And I'll let him explain the situation a little bit before diving into it more, but in a nutshell, Dan Allen was trusted with information, a lot of it confidential information, and he made an alternate Twitter account called The Real Insider, where he just openly leaked all of it. And this is his response.
If you're not familiar, what's happened is I created a alternate Twitter account
Oh,
called
that
The Real
deep sigh
Insider
of like, oh shit.
and started leaking things. And a lot of you are reaching and saying, well, why the fuck did you do it? And to be honest, it's clout, it's the buzz, it's being addicted.
Clout is more valuable than oxygen these
I
days.
hate that word clout, bro. But I totally get it. You post something, people like it, it's that dopamine hit. Chemical trigger in us that we just kind of get a boost of like, woo! I get it. But that guy, yeah, it can get far enough where people are addicted to clout.
Clout
And
has
they do
driven
that.
men to do
They
the
do
most
illegal
extreme things imaginable. And Dan Allen is yet another
Like, post
victim
shit
of his
on
own
Twitter,
hubris
once
in that
again.
never-ending quest for more internet points. So he did it for the fame, the glory, and now he is
Carlos did it for the friends.
facing
Dan did it for the
legitimate
fame.
problems from this legally.
So it all began when Dan Allen made
Young,
the
yeah.
grave mistake of not switching to his other account, The Real Insider. Instead of responding as The Real Insider, you can see he responded using his Dan Allen gaming account. No, someone else, he tweeted, and shortly after, the tweet was deleted with Dan Allen realizing his mistake.
Yang Ye's video goes much more in depth on this situation than I will, but I just needed you to see how he got exposed here. He fucking went into public and pulled his pants down, and he didn't have nearly enough time to pull them back up before people started laughing at him for it. He, on his alt account, The Real Insider, made a post.
What a doofus.
And when replying to a comment, did it on his main account, the Dan Allen account, which immediately connected Dan Allen to The Real Insider, thus exposing him as the leaker that was giving away this confidential information. Just such a goofy way of getting caught here. There's no like cool story behind it or anything. It's not like Batman catching the Joker or whatever. This guy just made the simplest mistake
like
ever,
dying, choking
forgetting
on
what
ice cream.
account he was on when making this post. And now it's taken a huge toll on not only his YouTube career, but like I said,
Life.
he could be facing
His
legitimate
life.
legal action from the developers that have trusted him with this information that he violated by posting it on Twitter. So that's
Caught by the
that's
clout.
where that one's at.
Caught
And
by the
speaking of
clout.
leaks, here's a little update to the
Clapped
Grand
by
Theft
it.
Auto 6 hacker who leaked like
Oh,
90
yeah.
clips worth of GTA 6 footage.
Leaks.
It
I
seems
didn't
like
even
they
watch
may have been
anything of
arrested.
it.
There was a statement put out that a 17-year-old was recently arrested in the UK for suspicion of hacking. They won't go into more detail, but it seems like this could be the GTA 6 hacker. I'd also like to hit you all with a fat I told you so, because when I posted my video about the GTA 6 leaks and the hacker, I said Take-Two is fucking ruthless and they would sick the goddamn Avengers on this hacker.
Yeah, they're
they will
crazy.
go to any lengths to make sure they catch the
I
person.
mean, how long do you think they've been working on GTA 6 for? If GTA 5 is about to hit 10 years of being out, that is insane now that I think of it. Oh my God.
behind it, and I said they're going to get the FBI involved, and they did. The FBI was investigating this case, and it looks like this may be the hacker that was responsible not only for Grand Theft Auto
17
6, but
years
also
old,
the Uber
bro.
hacking. And they're not releasing the specifics. They're not confirming if this is the same person, but all signs do point to this being the individual responsible for that. And they're a 17-year-old hacking prodigy, it seems here. So I just wanted to put this on your radar, considering
Zoomers.
this is something that is a very big deal. It's by far the biggest leak in gaming history. And even though this isn't fully confirmed yet, it is looking like this is the person responsible. Now, in more serious news, there has been a rather large update on the sexual assault situation on Twitch, as well as the potential cover-up of the sexual assault involving big streamers. Last night on
getting
stream,
dark.
Destiny played a recorded Discord call where mizkif and Mitch Jones were present and being pressed on, why would you cover up a sexual assault? And just trying to get to the bottom of everything and just really pressing them on all of it. To break it down to the bare bones, a streamer by the name of Adriana Lee was sexually assaulted while passed out drunk by another streamer named Crazy Slick, and after this situation, big streamers like mizkif were accused of trying to downplay it, to make it seem like it wasn't a big deal.
I
Maya
heard
was
about
also
this.
brought into it and accused of gaslighting Adriana into believing it wasn't that big of a deal. Mitch Jones was brought into it.
I didn't know
doing
Mitch
something similar,
Jones was part of
downplay the
this, too.
situation. And this Discord call that Destiny played on stream was mizkif and Mitch Jones defending their positions or talking about the situation as a whole. And it's around 3 hours long, so it's a long conversation.
Damn.
But overall, it's fucking horrible. It is an absolutely horrible situation. As I've said numerous times now, this is not like goofy drama. This is serious
It
shit.
just gets worse.
And this
every
call,
time we
I
hear
think
about
there's a lot of reprehensible shit that gets revealed. I'm not going to go too deep into specifics. I recommend you check out Destiny's video if you want to like listen to the audio yourself. So yeah, a huge development there, and I think that about wraps up the drama report here. I think this is about all of the
Ending on a
stories
low
that have happened
note,
over the last
sad
24
note.
hours. So that's about it. So yeah.
Wow, that was a lot to take in. I feel like I've been sitting here for 4 hours. I feel exhausted. There was not that much going on all summer long. There's just so much happening. Everywhere you look, you can't escape it. And here we are. That's probably why you're here. You're like, oh, what's Toast input on all this? Not much. All that crazy stuff with Adam Levine. I didn't know about that. We got the chess follow-up. I'm sure we're going to hear more from Magnus Carlsen and see what he says. Dropping little crumbs, like Charlie was saying, to just keep you hooked in a little bit more. What's gonna happen next? So crazy. And I actually wanted to know if the Slicker guy who scammed his fans and friends and other streamers, if he got banned. It's hard to keep track of all this, but we're trying. So thank you so much for stopping by. And like I said, we'll get back to the beats because I need some beats to soothe my mind, to clean it. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Peace out. Check them and